everyone, this is Rose from Untwist Your Stitches, a Flosstube channel about crafting, mainly cross stitch, but there are other things thrown in once in a while, and today is one of those days. You will see more than just cross stitch today. Welcome to those who are new to my channel, and welcome back to those who have been here before and subscribed and liked and done all the things. I appreciate what you have done, and I hope you find something that you really enjoy. If you would hit the like button, that helps my channel on the Flosstube or on the YouTube algorithms, and it makes me go out to more and more people. We are going to get right into what I have to share today. I'm not sure how long this will be, but I do have a lot of things to show you. So the first thing is going to be some other crafts. There is a local shop here that is a crafting store. It has painting, it has, I don't know, it has crocheting, knitting, all kinds of things. And one of the things that they had recently was a evening of coming together and doing this. Now, let's see. Can I get it to... It's got glass on it, so it's kind of hard to show you there. Maybe that will do it. Okay, inside this frame, it's about a 1 to 1.5 inch frame, and it's like a shadow box, sort of. Inside are these paper roses, and what we did was we rolled the roses, and then they're all cut out for you by the shop. It's a special cutter that she uses to do this. And she had many different colors of cardstock paper. Then you roll them, and once you get them all rolled up into the size that you want, you put a small bit of glue on the end, and it holds them in their shape. Then inside, she had this size, which is 10 by 10. She had a 12 by 12. She had a 8 by 10, which you'll see in a minute. But you choose the size that you want, and you put the roses in the design that you want. And then you decide what you want to be out here. And she has many different designs to choose from, or if you have a custom design, you bring it in, she puts it into her little computer, and it prints out a design for you. And this particular one, obviously, I wanted it to be a Irish design. It's called a Celtic clover leaf. And it's printed out in a vinyl paper. And then you pull away, you go through and you pull away these open areas. And once you get all that done, then you clean your glass and you carefully put it on like a vinyl sticker. And she has little scrapers so that you can get as many of the, or try to get as many of the bubbles out as possible, and you put it on. Now when I got home, then I got my little extra designs and I added them by gluing them on. And this particular one, I found these on Amazon. There's a gum surface like glue or tape, and you put this on, and then you put in the stand, and it holds it up just like a frame. And it's got 3 different levels of how far back you want it to lean or how upright you want it to lean. And I found these on Amazon. And I'll put in the description below what they're called in case you're interested in getting some for yourself. But this is the first one I did. That's my Irish one, and I have it out currently. You saw it in the intro with my other decorations. And the other one I did, and let me see if I can get this. Yes, my patriotic one. And this is on my patriotic wall. I believe I filmed this in the intro, but it goes with all my other patriotic items. And once again, we rolled the cardstock, and I chose to use kind of, instead of a true red, I used kind of a burgundy mottled color. This was a deep, what did they call it? A deep navy, I believe. And then when I got home, I had these charms in my stash that I was able to put on each one of the roses for the star area. And then we just found a very swirly design to print out America. But that was really fun. And it was, to pay for your class, you just paid for $10 for the class, and then plus the supplies that you needed to complete your product. So those are my first 2 finishes for the month. And now I had to do a previous video because the next 4 things I have already given away. Either one of them was an ATC for Laura, Stitching by the Shore, her giveaway that she does several times a year. So you'll see that. I did 2 pillows to give as hostess gifts, and I did a crocheted little bird for my daughter. So I will pop that video in real quick, and then I'll be back to show you some other things. So I wanted to show you these before I gifted them. I feel like if I show them to you like this, you get a better idea of what the finished product was. This is a Little House Needleworks Sheep Virtues pattern that has been modified by me. This section and the border are all from the Simplicity pattern. The rose is from Sugar Stitches, and the Patience is from, obviously, the Patience Virtue of the Sheep Virtues. I moved the heart up here because it wouldn't fit with Patience and the charm. I added a rose charm. I put mini pom-pom trim across the bottom here, and they are turned into pillows. And I think these turned out really well. So this one, and then I did another one, the same except for the color of the fabric. And you're not seeing, Patience does show up very well, but with the lighting that I've got today, it doesn't seem to want to show you when I'm giving you this. But it's basically the same exact way, different colors, of course, and then a different charm. But it's the exact same pattern except for just different colors. And these are We're in a pinochle group, and I give them as hostess gifts when the people that are hosting the game, we're going to their house. This I was supposed to get into the mail, but my husband decided that he needed to share his cold with me. So I have had a cold for the last 3 or 4 days and not felt well enough to get to the post office. But this is the ATC that I'm participating in with Laura from Stitching by the Shore. The theme this year was, or this time, the first part of this year was something about the year you were born. And I did this because in the year that I was born, Muhammad Ali had his first heavyweight championship. And at that time, he changed his name from Cassius Clay to Muhammad Ali. So all of that. This is on 14 count Rustic Quaker Aida. And the pattern was a freebie that I found online. And I just used DMC 310 and DMC, I think it was one of the 400 reds that I used. I can't remember. But it went really quick. And yeah, I think it turned out really well. And the last thing I want to show you is this little bird that I made for my daughter. It's called Flip the Bird. I'm not going to show you what it does, but if you go online, if you're curious, and type in Flip the Bird crochet, you'll see what it does. But this was a quick little thing that I made for my daughter. She saw them and asked me if I could do it for her, and I was able to find the pattern and get it and make one. So she wants a couple more for friends. But this is my crochet project. All right, now back to my regular video. Thank you. We're back, and I have another. So the things that I showed you in the previous video are all staffs, start and fully finish. This one also was a staff in that it was one of my 12 by 12 projects that I worked on, but I don't really consider that much of a start because 1 hour you really don't get much other than finding the center of your fabric and putting a few stitches in. So this one is a staff. It is Peacock Pincushion by Cottage Garden Designs. And I have modified the colors in this. I used some of the conversion that Catherine from Floss Paper Scissors used, but then I also did my own personal conversion to brighten it up even more. And this is my finish. So this color here, the deep blue color, is actually called for on the pattern. It is called Deep Sea, and it is part of, let me see, I believe it is, yeah, it's a Weeks Dye Works, right? Yes, Weeks Dye Works. The rest of the colors are either suggestions from Catherine's conversion or what I did. And then I put it in a hoop. I found this ribbon, and then I had this little, I don't know what you would call it, just a design charm. And behind that charm I put some fabric and then cut it, cut it out to match what this was and stuck it on the bottom. But I'm super happy with how this turned out. It was stitched on 14 count Moonstone by Charles Craft, and I will put my conversion in the description below so that you can see exactly what it was that I changed, and if you are interested in brightening your peacock up, because see, to me, peacocks are bright and vibrant and really stand out. So the colors that were on the Pinchusion were okay, but they just weren't vibrant enough for me. Okay, the next thing is, oh, this is an FO. I thought I had a frame to put this in, but when I went to put it in, it just did not work. So I am on the hunt for exactly what I want. Now I've got some time because this is going to be a Christmas gift for my son and daughter-in-law. And let me show you the pattern first. This is Happy Ever After from Long Dog Samplers. And this is how mine has turned out. I am showing you the right side. Yes, I am. Okay. I was almost afraid that I was showing you the wrong side. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm getting over a cold. My husband brought home a cold from work, and he was so happy to share it with me. This is stitched on 16 count Ancient by the Picture This Plus. The colors used in it are Classic Colorworks Blue Beatrice, Gentle Arts Mistletoe, and DMC 792. And I did change the pattern. You will notice here where it says home. On the original pattern, it showed roots, but it didn't really fit. She had to squeeze together the two O's, and there was something about that just wasn't right to me. So I thought and thought and thought and thought, and finally came up with, and I believe this goes with the theme of the piece, home, family, life, love. I just think that works better than the roots being squished together. The other thing that I customized is, it's kind of hard to see, but I put each one of their names in very lightly, single strand, so that each one of them is on the piece. And it's my son, my daughter-in-law, and my granddaughter. So I am on the hunt for exactly how I want to frame this. Because of the dimensions of it, it's proving to be a little bit hard to find exactly what I'm looking for. But like I said, this is going to be a Christmas present, so I have plenty of time now that it's finished to find exactly what I'm looking for. The next thing we have is my monthly update on my Heaven and Earth design. It is Christmas Cottage. The artwork is by Dona Gelsinger. And this month I was able to get a page finish and then some work on the next page down. So we're going back across the bottom, and let's see. Let me get this so you can see the entire thing. And my work was done down here in this area. I finished up this page with his, the arm on him, the edge of the fence, and now we're going down here and working back across. And this is where the page will finish. Actually, again, this is 2 pages because of the 13. So yeah, it's technically 2 pages, but I call it just 1 page. And because there's a column right here of 13 across and then the full page. But that's the area that I'm working in now. And I do feel I'm still on track to get this finished by the end of the year. And with all the finishes that I showed you, that technically is my only WIP. But I do have some new starts. So my new start on February 14th. Now, I don't normally do a February start on a specific day, but because I wanted to get this one going, I chose to start it and work on it for 1 day, which was February 14th. This is called Love Letters number 2. It was an Etsy purchase. And the store on Etsy is NARA Cross Stitch. And I need to get my board so that you can see this, because this fabric is kind of see-through. So give me a second. This is a 32 count Love Notes by Digi Stitchery. This was last month's Fabric of the Month Club. And the colors that I'm going to be using are my conversion of what they had. Now on the pattern, these show up as grays, and I don't really want them to be gray. I want them to be greenery. So I have made that change, and you see it right here. And then the outline, and it'll show up more once I get a bit more stitching done on this. But I think it's going to look really great on this fabric. So that was one new start, and like I said, that was on February 14th. My other new start is for my grandson. Poltergeist Pirates. Again, another one of my 12 by 12 projects that I did on New Year's Eve. It is a Glendon Place design. It is going to be stitched on 16 count Phantom, which is a Picture This Plus fabric. And I might need to put this here. I did a center start. And so far, this is how far I've gotten. I just started this on Sunday. And I've worked on it for 3 days, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And I think it's going to look really great. It is not the called for fabric, but I think it will be good enough. I think the fabric will work very well with this project. And I am using the suggested DMC colors that she charted this in. And finally, yesterday, I started for Melanie of Uplift Stitches. She is having a birthday Sal, B-I-R-D-T-H Day Sal. And I am, with several other of her friends, joining in with Northern Cardinal by Cottage Garden Samplers. And I am stitching mine on 16 count neutral snowflake. And this is how far I got yesterday. And I am using mostly the called for DMC and Fancy Floss. What you're seeing right here is Classic Colorworks Bing Cherry. And then the other one that it calls for is Ladybug. But I am not doing Ladybug. I am going to do a Silk Lame to brighten up bits of the wings and the main body of the bird. So you will be seeing that more. I'm going to do, I didn't get much done on it yesterday, so I'd like to do another bit today and get it a little bit farther along. So that's my plan for that one. So let me clear away a lot of what I've got piled up here, and we will go into my plans. Hold on, please. Plans. So because I finished several stitches, several projects that I was doing, I feel that I can start some new things. And one of the new things I want to start is Cute Christmas Owl. This was a pattern that was a freebie from Stitches So Beautiful on Facebook during Christmas. Each day she put a new pattern up, and for 24 hours it was free. You could go and look for it, and then she would take it down, and then after that you can buy these. But for that 24 hours you were able to go on and get it as a freebie. And I did that. And what I want to do is I have bought 2 of these. They're an advent calendar box. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch this and put it inside here. And then I'll do something with these 24 boxes. And this will be for my granddaughter this year. And hopefully I can get it completely finished. Now, this is 137 by 123, and it's a full, why can't I think of the word? There's no open spaces. It's a full coverage, Oh my goodness. I don't know where my brain went. But it's a full coverage piece, so everything is stitched on it. But that's going to go inside here, and then I'll do something with the boxes. I don't know if I'm going to stitch something for each box or if I'm just going to color them and put a number on. We'll see. But that's my plan for that. Now, I'm not sure exactly when this will get started because it'll have to come back through the rotation. But then I saw this on Etsy. This is it's called Luna the Crow sewing case. And you buy it on Etsy, and it gives you complete directions as to what to do in order to complete this. Now mine is going to look a little bit different because I did not want a black crow. I wanted a cardinal. So I have added up here, I've added a little bit of the crown that cardinals have, and mine will be done in red rather than black. So we'll see how mine comes out, and hopefully by next time you see me, I will have that finished and I can show it to you. But I've got most of the pieces cut out. There's a couple more. I'm going to have to decide on what color I want them to be. But that is my plan for that. And the third plan, I was at my local quilting store when a girl came in. She was cleaning out her, I believe her grandmother's house, and they brought in a bunch of different embroidery items. Well, the owner of the shop fell in love with these tea towel designs. And she does not embroider at all, but she just loved these. So I told her that these designs don't take any time at all. So I will do these for her. But there's obviously 7. If you remember from the 70s, there was a towel for each day. So I'm going to do these towels for her, and see how that goes. But they shouldn't take any time at all. These designs are super easy. There's not a lot to them, and I think I can get them done in no time at all. But she did. She just fell in love with them, and she was trying to figure out how she could do it. And I said, don't worry about it. I'll do it up for you. You know, it's basically stem stitches or chain stitches and a little bit of satin stitching for their eyes, but it should be fun. So those are my plans. And the next thing we have to share is my postal prizes. As you know, I am in rural Idaho, so there are no cross-stitch stores around me. So most of my purchases have to be done either when I'm on vacation or digitally and have them shipped to me. So these are some of the things. And I have tried not to, it was supposed to be a no-buy beginning of the year, but there's a few things that I needed in order to do my the patterns that I wanted to. So this is the piece of fabric that I am doing my cardinals on. It's also going to be what I'm going to be doing the owl on for the advent calendar. So it's already been cut, but this was from an Etsy shop, dovestitch.com. It's all written out. It's not a period com. It's written out, dovestitch.com on Etsy, and it was a neutral snowflake is what it's called. I'll put that information in the description below so that if you're interested in that fabric, you can go look for it. She also had this, and this will be done, some of my patriotic stitches will be done on this. Also, I finally, when I was looking for those fabrics, I finally came across what I think will be for November's snowman head that I'm doing. I think it will fit in this. I'm hoping so. If not, I may have to modify it a little bit, but see the brown design on the edges there? I just think that'll be perfect for November's snowman. And it's this fabric. And she also had this checkerboard cross stitch fabric. I'm not sure what I would put on this, but maybe a pumpkin. I'm thinking maybe a pumpkin would work on this. So we'll have to wait and see. But it was just too good to pass up. It was from the same seller. So I thought, why not? Also, this month's Digi Stitchery fabric of the month is Picnic Aqua. And isn't that so cute? I want to find something like a rabbit, or maybe one of my squirrels will find their way onto this fabric. This is also an Etsy purchase, and it's going to be a gift that I'm making up for one of my nieces. Obviously, her name is Julie, and I'm going to be using this to cover one of my binders that I make and cover. So she's very much into different sports. She's a huge Denver, Colorado sports fan. All of the teams, you know, the Broncos, the Avalanche, all of it. So that was perfect for her. She's just a very avid sports fan. Now from 123 Stitch, I am starting to kit up the Fox and Rabbit Free Faith, Love, Hope. Is that the name of that pattern? I can't remember. I'll put it in the description below. But the words I want to do in this gold color. So I got some gold to put the words in, and it's going to be done in gold and green. Different colors of green. And then this, I know I wanted to use it for something, but when it came, I couldn't remember what it was I was buying this for. So I'm going to have to go back through my patterns and figure it out. And because these poor little threads could not travel alone, I also got Christmas Moon. I got Love You Still. And this I'll do for my husband for our anniversary. I'm not sure if it'll be this year or next year, but I want to do this as an anniversary gift to my husband. And, you know, the fabric I was just talking about, I'm doing a bunch of different squirrels. And this squirrel, even though it says autumn squirrel, this little guy may end up on that aqua fabric that I got in the Fabric of the Month Club. So those are my purchases, and hopefully that's all that you'll see for a few months, because I am trying to, I'm going on a trip, actually 2 trips, coming up, one in June and one in August. So I need to save my money so that I have some spending money for that. Now I like to call this section name dropping, because I am giving you some names of other floss tubers that I watch that I think that you would enjoy. One is, excuse me, Jill. Her floss tube channel is called Jilly Beans Creative Candy Jar. She's a multi-crafter, and she does knitting, quilting, cross-stitching, and she just has some really great projects to show each time. Contented Needleworker Kim. She is joining along in the birthday sal with Melanie from Uplifting Stitches. Your average cross stitcher, her name is Kirsten. She does a monthly video and she does the most amazing larger projects, a lot of the fancy ladies. She's got a Teresa Wetzler dragon on the go right now. She's just got some really great cross stitching to show. Linen and Scraps, Molly and Kathy. They are down in Texas and they are just fun to watch. Just you get a giggle out of these two ladies. They're very fun. And Accounting Your Stitches. I am blanking on her name. I'll put it in the description. But she is also part of the birthday sal. And she also, every other Tuesday, we do a virtual get-together with several people. And she's usually in the get-together with us, the meetup. Her and Stitching Owl, Karen the Stitching Owl, and several others. Like Kim the Contented Needleworker is usually in there. Laura from Stitching by the Shore is usually in there. So there's a lot of ladies that like to just get together virtually and stitch and have a good time. So that's it. That's all I've got for you today. Hopefully there was something fun that you saw and were inspired by. Come back and see me in a month. I will be doing my March update in the first week of next month. And hopefully I have some finishes for you. I've been doing very good at getting finishes in. But at least the cardinal that I'm putting together for the sewing kit, I hope to have that finished and able to show you. Until then, happy stitching and have a great day. Bye.